What up, man? It's your boy Danye BC2, and today we got a video on a woman who talks about credit cards. She says she loves credit cards. It's the best thing in the world, I guess. And I actually didn't watch the full video. I watched a small part and I read the title. So I want to watch this together. I want to break this down, and maybe I might be wrong about credit cards. I'm not for credit cards. And personally, I think most people should not have a credit card. But I'm always open to learn something. Let's get right into the video and hit that like and subscribe button.
Okay, guys, I'm not a credit expert at all, but I just got a new credit card. So I figured I should talk about how I grew my credit limit from $150 to almost $40,000 in the last like 6.5 years. These are all of my credit cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 credit cards she got. And she said she grew her limit from $100 to $40,000 in 6 years. I didn't know they was doing $100 credit limit. I thought the minimum was $500, but I guess let's hear this.
This was my first card. Once I turned 18, I decided I was going to really focus and teach myself about credit and how to be financially responsible, because it wasn't something that like I knew anything about, to be honest. So this was my first card, and I love her. She was $150 credit limit. Like, what was I supposed to do with that? But like I said, I was in college, so I don't blame them. I also got this Nordstrom card because, again, I was broke in college and I wanted an Obey sweatshirt, and they gave me like, I think $25. I typically don't recommend store cards just because they don't have as many perks as other cards. Same with this Amazon one. They gave like $50 or something. And I still use this card a lot because it gives 3% cash back on Amazon.
I don't have no credit cards and no department stores or things of that nature. Do y'all think there's a benefit to that? I know when I do go shopping, let's say like at a Macy's, and I buy a watch per se. I have my watch that I bought, and they offer me a credit card and things of that nature. I don't like that. I just feel like I don't need a credit card at these department stores. And also, like I said, I'll get my opinion on credit cards, but I want to keep watching to see exactly how she feels.
I feel like once you start building your credit, and if you start with the habit of just spending, that's when you really, the credit card companies will really take advantage of you, because your interest rates are typically like 25%. Some of mine are like 20, 22%, but most of the time like 25, 30%. And that's obviously how they make their money back. It's my Amex.
Yeah, of course. And like she said, the more you spend on a credit card, because people tell you you should only be using like 20%, 15% utilization. That means that, let's say your balance is $1,000, you should only be using like $200 to $150 of that $1,000. And that's the best way to use the card, because it shows that you're responsible. You're not maxing out these cards to the credit companies, and it looks good on your credit report. But like she said, the more you spend on it, if your balance is 1,000 and using 800, 900, they're going to be like, shit, you want to push the limit? All right, I'll raise the credit limit on you. And I know from history, you're not that responsible. So you're going to end up owing me at the end of the day. Like most people, and this is why I don't like credit cards at all. Most people look at credit cards as, oh, I'm going to just use it because I don't have the money right now. Oh, I'm going to use it because, I'm going to pay it off next week. Then next week comes around and you didn't pay off the full balance that you told yourself you was going to pay off because something else came up. So now you're in mad debt. And I know many of my friends got into this situation where they use this credit card up and then they're not able to pay it off. And then they're looking at it as, dang, why do I owe $2,000 on this credit card? They hit me with a 20% interest. Now I got to pay $400 on interest of this credit card. How am I going to pay off this $2,000 if I got to keep putting up $400 a month toward the interest? Dummy. That's why credit cards ain't good. I'm sorry. I'm not for credit cards. I think especially if you're young, Stay away from credit cards, man. It gives you this false sense. I know a lot of people's like, well, if you're responsible, you can use the credit cards to do this and leverage this. Man, that's all bullshit. Get your money up, stack up. You don't need these credit cards. If you can't afford to pay for it or buy it, do not get it. Don't get it. I'm sorry.
In 2023, I really like this card. I will get the platinum eventually. I typically try to stay under 10% credit utilization. Sometimes it's more. But like I said, I never carry a balance. I'll pay it off right away. I also have an auto loan.
Hold up.
And I have around 7 student loans. So it is good to have a diversified credit portfolio. But I love credit cards. I love my credit cards. And some people may be like, oh my God, why do you have so many cards? It's so bad. No, it's so good. Like, you build your credit, you have high credit limits, like you don't use as much money. They see you as a trustworthy borrower.
You're broke. You're broke. At the end of the day, you're broke. You got 7 credit cards that you're balancing out student loans on. You're balancing out your car payments on. You're using your credit to survive, which, like she said, it's a good thing. She only uses 10% of each card. But when you look at your net worth, and people don't understand this, is you actually aren't, you have your negative net worth. If you're living off of credit cards and you're living off of having all your balances on credit cards, and you're not able to pay all those balances off, you're in debt, and you'll forever be in debt, because all those things that you're paying on those credit cards are just getting interest on it because you're not paying it off outright. And if you got 7 cards charging you 20% interest, I think this is a formula for failure. And the reason I say it's for failure, because let's say she's working a job and getting paid good money to keep this up. As soon as she loses her job, and I've seen this scenario many times, as soon as she loses that income, how is she going to pay off those cards? How is she going to pay the minimum balance on a balance that has over $10,000 on it? How? And this is where people start to sink. This is where credit collections are at your door calling you every single day. And so for my people watching this, I don't agree with this method. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't like how she's saying she loves credit cards, but then again, she's not really adding no value to the people that she's speaking to in terms of what's the benefits. Of course, credit cards give you points, but you got to use a certain amount of that credit card to give you points, but still, it's still not worth it. They can give you bonus points on travel, but if they're charging you 20% on the money that you're using, are they really giving you money? Is those really bonus points? Hey, I might be wrong though. Listen, your boy DBC, hit that like and subscribe button. We trying to make it, man. As y'all can see, I'm looking good, feeling good, getting my money up, not my funny up. When you start moving a little differently, man, look at me. Look at me. Look, I only got the chain out. This is light, you know what I'm saying? This is a little light chain, but when you get rid of credit cards, you start feeling like this. When you get rid of debt, when you start paying off stuff, when you start getting your income up, you start feeling good. So you see me. I'm an example. So like I said, man, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Don't take this woman's advice, and we're gonna keep running it up. Peace.